Hello, I'm Leanne. I'm a light worker and mother to 3 special girls. I strive to continue learning, growing, and to collect new skills. I'm a psychic medium, Reiki master teacher, and an Akashic Records reader and healer. I am so excited to share what I've learned, what I'm going to learn, and the ups and downs of life. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Welcome to the Life of a Lightworker podcast. Hello! In today's episode, we'll be talking about anxiety. But first, I pulled a card. It's from the Chris Ann, the Light Seers Tarot card deck. And the card I pulled is number 12, the Hanged Man. I'm just going to take a second and read into the energy of the card. It feels like it's about letting go and letting your divine purpose and path fall and get laid out ahead of you as you go, and not forcing the path and not making what you think should happen come forward in the path, but just surrendering and giving into what your soul and the universe has planned and destined for you. So yeah, the giving up of control is a big part of this card. And I think that is very fitting for today's episode. So let's get started. Do you ever get nervous or have anxiety before you start doing something like speaking, which is my reason for anxiety? So we should reframe this experience. We have the ability within us to transmute these feelings into excitement. The energy of anxiety and excitement is actually quite similar. So it's easier to change anxiety into excitement than some other types of feelings and emotions. Releasing the excess energy of nerves and anxiety will help the state your body is in. I learned this from a teacher that if you do about 30 to 60 seconds of intense exercise before you do something that makes you nervous, it will help calm the body because you're releasing the extra energy. You can dance, you can sing, do jumping jacks, whatever feels right for you. And once the energy is released, you smile and think of something you're really grateful for, something that gives you a true, genuine smile. And then say thank you to the universe, God, source, for giving you the opportunity to grow and to challenge yourself. Then you feel the excitement of the growth, the expansion, the adventure that you're about to embark on. And then I always say thank you for the opportunity to be of service to the world and be authentically true to myself. When you add gratitude into the equation, you start to change the situation into something that is not done to you, but for you. Because it is happening for you. The universe has your back. It wants you to be supported in your growth. No matter what your outcome in a particular experience is, you need to trust and believe that the experience will help you along your path. And that experience is needed for your growth. It will help you move along the plan that your soul has made when you came to Earth. It is not trusting the universe necessarily, it's trusting yourself. You chose this experience for a reason. Trust it and flow with life to follow the plan that came into fruition. I have struggled with anxiety and nerves for as long as I can remember. It wasn't until I realized that I was an empath and I was unknowingly taking on the energy of others that it clicked. I take on energy from pretty much everything. People, spirits, places, things, unless I have strong boundaries and protection set up. When I started learning about Reiki and learning about my spirit team, it really helped remove my excess energy, and then I learned to shield myself from the outside energy, and I became more at peace with myself, and I didn't feel the anxiety the way I did before. It used to be overwhelming. Some people make extra energy on their own, which can contribute to the anxiety, but my gut is telling me that there are a lot of people out there who don't know how to protect their energy and affects them more than they realize. There are going to be people who are not as affected as I am, but I can only talk about my experiences, and I can't be the only one like this. When I went into the Akashic Records, I asked to read a book about something about anxiety. And this is what they said. They said, it's a buildup of energy that you don't know how to use. Physical or sound release helps to expel the excess. It is also a trap, a loop, it's a cycle that would feed into itself if it is not stopped. It is a continuous loop. Changing the thought pattern is like putting a wrench in the spokes. It trips it up, and in order to start again, it needs to start from scratch. The more times you do it, the longer and longer it takes for it to start spinning again. It's retraining your brain. Nerves mean you care about something. You want to do well, to live up to the standards you have for yourself. A small amount helps you show up and perform as you want to, but too much can be crippling. The key is to find the right balance for you. And one time I was sitting and I was open to receiving, and these are the things that came through. And then I expanded upon them within my own words. Do things even though you are scared and nervous. Walk through the fire and you will see that you came through unharmed. You are tougher than you know. Your ego wants to trick you into thinking you are weak so it can feel strong. But the truth is that we are much stronger than our ego. It belongs to us. We don't belong to it. We can control it. We just need to learn how. Bit by bit, we need the confidence to believe we can overcome it. Some can do it all at once, but it is more common to test it bit by bit. And once you see the result that you trust, you can continue further. Start by focusing on positive thoughts. Talk towards others. Once you don't have to constantly police yourself and your thoughts regarding thinking negatively towards other people, then adding in thinking positively about yourself, encouraging yourself, knowing your worth, and gaining confidence in your choices. This one can be hard for most people. That's why I put it second. Because thinking and talking positive things with other people seems to come more easily than talking to yourself. We need to learn to be kind to ourselves. And the first step is to catch yourself after you thought the negative thought and then correct it. You will notice that you catch it sooner and sooner. And most likely, you've had these thoughts for such a long time, it's going to be a while before you revert to a more loving, higher vibrational thought pattern towards yourself. So give yourself some time, be patient with yourself, and keep trying. The more you try, the quicker it's going to be. The more you try, the bigger the outcome is going to be. Your ego, the ego is a part of us. It is meant to be a part of us here on earth. But it was never supposed to play this big of a role. We need to clip the branches that reach into unhealthy areas and trim it back into a more manageable size and healthy bush. Its role is to keep us safe. We don't have the same kind of dangers that we used to. The dangers we face now cannot be battled with the ego. We need a strong and high vibrational heart to win the war that we're going to face in our lives and together as a whole. Another channeling session I received, the ego wants to trap you and to be in a box. Your soul wants you to fly free. When you are aware of the other eyes, thoughts, and opinions of others, the anxiety, that is your ego. That is not you. When it's you, you're comfortable with who you are and to take up space. So you can start to reflect on your thoughts and see if the negative or positive thoughts that you're thinking, when you get the negative thought, you say, hey, ego, stop. I don't want to think that. And then think the positive thought to replace the negative thought. And every time you do that, the ego just gets weaker and weaker, and you get stronger and stronger until the voice of the ego is just a whisper. And that's where we want it to be. We want it to be a whisper. We don't want it to be the loud, screaming anxiety that we hear so often. It's not a healthy place for it to be. It's detrimental to us. It's not enjoyable. Nobody likes living like that. So let's do something about it. Let's take action. And it's a small action that has such a huge effect. It ripples out so far into your life. When you start thinking and speaking positively towards people and yourself, it changes everything. It changes how you interact with the world. It changes how you feel about yourself. That literally affects every single thing. And it affects everything to for the positive. It never hurts us to think kind words. It never hurts us to think kind things to ourselves. It's only good, uplifting energy and thoughts. So why wouldn't somebody want to have that in their lives? So thank you very much for listening. If you have any thoughts about this episode or any questions, I would love to hear them. Please visit my website at spruceenergyhealing.com, or you can visit me on Instagram at spruceenergyhealing. Thank you so much again, and have a wonderful day.